Okay, so I know a lot of you guys, especially filmmakers, get this question. What camera should I buy? You guys will get that from your friends, your family, people that want to get into photography or filmmaking, whatever the case is, they always ask you that. And for a lot of us, it's hard to really tell them because for us, what works for us is not going to work for them. So it's kind of like a question that is hard for us to answer. So hopefully in today's video, if you guys are watching this, you guys are looking into a camera, it can help you guys kind of further break it down. I can't really answer everything, but I'm gonna try to break it down the best that I can. And if you filmmakers get this question, send them this video so you guys don't have to worry about answering and getting into all the details. So let's get started. All right, so if you're a new person that's getting into photography or filmmaking and you guys are deciding, man, like what camera should I buy, and you start contacting your homie and he might sound like a little thrown off or you might not really answer, just because that's a stupid question to ask a filmmaker or a photographer, whatever the case you're trying to go for. The one thing that I will tell you guys right now, if you guys really want to get into it, I would first tell you guys, do not buy a camera body that comes with a kit lens. That is the first thing, and the reason why I'm gonna state that is because I did that back then. I think the first two cameras I ever bought was the Canon 70D or the 60D and the Canon 70D, and it came with the kit lens. When you buy a camera and you get it with the kit lens, chances are your photos and videos gonna look like garbage because it's all in the lenses and it's all in the lighting. I never learned that until like 2 years into filmmaking and photography. I didn't know lighting was that played such a big role, and the lenses. Lenses cost, honestly, could be more expensive than a camera, but they play such a big role. If you buy the camera and it comes with the kit lens, you might be let down and then you might stop shooting. And that happened to me twice when I bought these cameras. I'm like, oh, I'm spending like $1,500. I'm about to create epic stuff. You start taking photos, you start doing video, I'm like, why doesn't my photos and video look like that person's? And you watch the YouTube video and you're like, man, like it doesn't look like that, but you got motivated by that YouTuber or whatever filmmaker you saw or photographer, but you're not getting those type of images. And that is because it comes down to the lenses. The lenses play such a huge role. Are you shooting a lot of landscape, you want a lot of wide shots, you just like implementing scenery, then get a wide lens, but that also comes at with a lower aperture. And the aperture basically is to get that bokeh, that depth of field, the blurry background like you guys are getting right now. Like right now I'm shooting with a 24mm 1.4 lens, but I'm shooting at a 2.0 aperture. This allows you to get depth of field, like a blurry background, so it separates the subject from the background. If you want this aesthetic look, you're gonna have to spend a lot of money on a lens. There's actually cheap lenses out there that cost like $300, $200, so you don't have to really get this high end of a lens. There's just different factors as far as when you get this type of lens. It might be sharper, it might have a lower aperture, so you're able to get better depth of field. The focus motor might be super quiet, so that'll help in case you're trying to shoot audio with it. So there's a lot of benefits when you're spending more money on the lenses, but there's a lot of lenses today that are a lot cheaper. Just look into what you're trying to go for. If you want to shoot birds and all that, then maybe you might want to look for a fast super telephoto lens that allow you to get that. That telephoto lens, chances are, is going to probably cost more than your camera body. Today we're living in a good day where cameras for the most part have good codecs or their megapixels for photos. So it's not in the camera. The cameras for the most part have everything. If you want slow motion, every camera for the most part has 1080p slow motion. I wouldn't tell you guys to get 4K 60 frames per second because it's 4K and we all love that, but if you're just getting into it, I'm assuming chances are you don't have a fast computer. I wouldn't tell you guys to get A7S III like the one I have or the S1H that I have as well. I probably wouldn't tell you guys to get those type of cameras, even though they were great and they're future proof and they're dope, but your computer's not gonna handle it. So you gotta factor that in as well. Like sometimes it's good to start off with like a Canon R or the Sony A7 III, something that really it's clean quality, but it's not gonna be the greatest. But again, you pair it with some right lenses and some right lighting, you're gonna get some sick ass shots. So really, just remember, before you contact a photographer or a filmmaker on, I want to buy a camera, which camera should you buy? There's so many cameras right now that are affordable. There's like the GH5. You want to get into video, look into the GH5. But if you want autofocus, then that eliminates the GH5 because that's all manual. So now you might be looking into Sony or Canon for like Canon RP, for example. That's like $1,000. Or you might get the Sony CV1, that's like a vlogging camera. Or there's different ones. Like you kind of got to factor all this in because every camera has a specialty. The GH5 is like $1,300. The Blackmagic 4K is like about $1,000. It's about the same price, I believe. and they produce outstanding image, but they don't have autofocus for you to work with. But the image is outstanding, and you definitely get the 4K, the whole thing. Again, you don't have the computer, then those cameras are gonna hold you back, but they're monsters. You want autofocus, maybe look into Canon or Sony. But again, there's no perfect camera. Are you shooting a lot of night video or photo? Maybe Sony's the right option. I mean, Canon's actually pretty good in low light too, I've noticed that. So it's kind of hard. All I can really say is look into the camera itself and the features that it has, because that really plays a role into the camera. Lenses is the next thing. So do not buy a camera that comes with a kit that's like a cheap ass kit that it's gonna be like a 4.5 aperture, and that's really the depth of field that goes to like a 6.5 or it's just a 4.0. You want to have a lens that maybe has a 1.8 aperture at least, because that's gonna kind of start you off in the right path. You're gonna be able to get some nice shots. You're gonna be able to get that blurry background that we all love and we want to start off with. So really, before you guys really hit up another filmmaker or photographer, you gotta look into the market of the cameras. Maybe go to bnh.com, go to sammys.com, try different camera stores, Adorama, and look into the cameras within the price range that you guys like. And then from there, go onto YouTube videos, search that camera up. If you like it, cool. Now look into the lenses, and all that starts to pinpoint. But if you guys, I promise you guys, if you guys look into that, and then you guys get your answer with the lenses, and you guys spend the quality lenses, chances are you might just continue doing this. Because if you did what I did the first 2 times, buying cameras that come with the kit from Best Buy or anywhere like that, you're gonna not be happy with the product, and you're gonna be like, what the hell? Like, before you know it, that camera will be sitting down in somewhere in your house. You're gonna forget about it, and you just lost money, you just spent money, and you could have fell in love with it, but you just did the wrong choice. So just keep that in mind. Do not buy a camera kit that comes in a bundle, because those lenses are garbage. Yeah, lenses might be more expensive than the camera, but trust me, it's worth it, and they hold their value. So if you one day decide to sell it because it's not working for you anymore, you can make some decent money, and you got a hell of a good use out of the lens. As long as you maintain, keep it clean and well maintain the lens, like there's no scratches and stuff, you're gonna make some good money back from it. So hopefully this video can help you guys as far as decision on that. Again, there's a bunch of YouTube videos now where you guys can search up any camera you guys might want. You guys will find the answers there. So that's pretty much it. If you guys like this video and you guys found it helpful, just drop it a like, subscribe. I hate saying subscribe, so forget that. If you guys want to, that's on your choice. I hate saying that. That's just, you guys already know the deal on that. And this is gonna be the setup going forward. Lately I've been switching different setups. I'm pretty sure if you guys have followed my channel for some time, you guys have basically been seeing me switch it all over the place. I've been trying to find a place where I can just come sit down and make videos. Today's the day that I figured it out. I have a boom pole here, but it's mounted to my desk, so it's like, it's just there. It's just one light stand, the tripod. It's gonna be a lot easier, and this is gonna stay. So it's gonna be a setup for months to come. I just want to create content and really give you guys valuable content. That's really why I make this YouTube. A lot of you guys don't care about this background, and I was caring too much on it, when realistically it's more about the content than it is aesthetic background. So anyways, catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.